Okay, we are going to talk about unit rates. Just a second. All right, so we're talking about unit rates, and we're going to do if we have calculate the unit rate if there are 2,205 calories in 7 servings. So when I'm talking about unit rates, I'm going to divide. So I have calories per serving. So we're going to think of that as calories divided by servings. So I'm going to do 2,205 divided by 7. So 7 doesn't go into 2, but it goes into 21 3 times, which is 21. Subtract and I get 1. Bring down my 0. 7 goes into 10 once, which is 7. Subtract to get 3. Bring down my 5. That's 35, which goes in there 5 times. And I'm done. So that means there's 315 calories per serving. And yes, the answer's there. I forgot to take it off. Okay, now let's do another one. Okay, this next one. So Aubrey pays $22.10 for 2 6/10 pounds of salmon, or 20. Yeah, for what is the price per pound? So I'm going to do price divided by pound. So $22.10 divided by 2.6. The first thing I have to do is get rid of the decimal. So I'm going to move it over once, which means I need to move this over once. And then I'll bring it up and ignore it. And now I can just go ahead and work. So I need to see how many times will 26, it won't go into 2 or 22. So it's going to have to go into 221. Okay. I don't know how many times off the top of my head, so I kind of have to, guess and check. So I'm going to just try like 7, okay? 6 times 7 is 42, carry my 4. 7 times 2 is 14, plus 4 is 18. That's close, but not quite. So 26 times 8. 8 times 6 is 48, carry my 4. 16 plus 4 is 20. Okay, 208 plus another 20 would be more than 221. So it's going to have to be 8, which is 208. And now I'm going to subtract. This will become 11, and that becomes 1. So 11 minus 8 is 3. 1 minus 0 is 1, and that's just 0. Bring down my 0. 130. That ends in a 0, so I'm going to try 5. 26 times 5 is 30, carry my 3. 5 times 2 is 10, plus 3 is 13, so that's going to work. So 130, subtract, that's 0. So my answer is going to be 8 5/10. What? So here's my question. Would it make sense to say $8 and like $8.5? No, so I'm going to add a 0 so that it makes sense. $8.50 per pound. So there you go. Okay, so Joe has 2 different sizes of boxes of cereal from which to choose. The 12-ounce box costs $2.54, and the 18-ounce box costs $3.50. Which box costs less per ounce? So I need to compare the 2 boxes. So I want to know like how much it costs per ounce. So I'm talking about divide. So I'm talking about my cost divided by my ounce. So let's talk about the first one. Costs $2.54 for 12 ounces. So I'm going to do 2.54 divided by 12. So I bring that decimal straight up. 12, and then I just ignore it. 12 does not go into 2. It goes into 25 twice, which is 24. Subtract, I get 1. Bring down my 4. It's going to go into 14 once, which is 12. I subtract, I get 2. Now, we're talking about money. If I keep going, it's going to be less than like 5. So we're going to stop there because money is going to go to the hundredths place, right? So that's going to make box 1 21 cents per ounce. So now I need to do box 2. Okay, so I'm going to change colors real quick. Okay, so I'm going to do $3.50 divided by 18. And bring that decimal up, and then I'm done with that decimal. Okay, and I know that 18 doesn't go into 3. It's going to go to 35. Twice would be 36, but it's not quite enough. So that's going to be once, which is 18. I'm going to subtract. That's going to become 2, and that's 15. So that's 17. 170. So now I'm going to do, I know 18 times 10 would be 180, so it's going to have to be 18 times 9. 18 times 9 is 72. Oops, 72, carry my 7, so it's going to be 162. So that's going to be 9 and then 162. Subtract, and I get 8. I'm going to keep going for one reason. I'll tell you why. Is because I want to see, is this going to end up rounding to 19 cents or would it go up to 20 cents? So 18 goes into 80. Well, it's like every other multiple of 9. So that's going to have to be 5. 18 times 5, because that would be like 9 times 10. I mean, 8 times 10. So if I tried it, okay, 18 times 5. 5 times 8 is 40. Carry that as 90. What am I thinking? No, it's not. It's going to be 4 times. Sorry, brain fart. 18 times 4 is 32. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 82. Or maybe I need to learn how to do my math. 72. So that's going to be 4. So that's 72. Subtract, I get 8. So that is not going to round to 20 cents because this 4 is less than 5. So that's going to round to just 19 cents. So that'll be 19 cents per ounce. Okay, so now I'm going to, which one is cheaper? The 18-ounce box costs less. So the answer is the 18-ounce box. Okay, so we're going to do the next problem. All right, Kevin drove 22.5 miles in a third hour. What was his average speed in miles per hour? So what I'm going to do is I am going to divide speed per hour. So I'm going to do, or miles per hour, I mean. So that means divide, miles divided by hour. So I have 22.1 miles per hour. So it's 22.1 divided by 1/3. So 22.1, or not 1/3, 1/2, I'm sorry. 1/2 divided by 1/3. So first thing I need to do is turn that into an improper fraction. So 2 times 22 is 44, plus 1 is 45. So that'll be 45 halves divided by 1/3. Now to divide, I'm going to multiply by the reciprocal. So that is going to become 45 halves times 3/1. Okay, so I'm going to do 45 times 3, and 45 times 3 is, let's just say that we didn't know it. We would work it out. That's going to be 135, right? So I'm going to 135 over 2 times 1 is 2. Now, I'm not going to want to leave it an improper fraction. I don't necessarily have to turn it into a decimal. I can, but I definitely don't want to leave it as an improper fraction. So I'm going to turn it into a mixed number by dividing. So I'm going to do 135 divided by 2. 2 goes into 13 6 times, which is 12. Subtract, I get 1. Bring down my 5, I have 15. Goes in there 7 times, which is 14. I get 1. I can add a decimal 0 if I'd like to. Bring that decimal up, the 0 down. 2 is going to go into 10 5 times, which is 10. Subtract, and I get 0. So that's going to be 67.5 miles per hour. Or you could say 67.5 miles per hour. Either one will work. All right, so we are done.